Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you all are fine. As you know that our chapter metals and non-metals is going on, and in the previous session I discussed with you about the occurrence of elements like metals and non-metals. And our today's topic is physical properties of metals and non-metals. So let's start. Physical properties. The first is their physical state. Physical state. That means, as you know, that every matter is in the presence of either solid form, either in liquid form, or either in gaseous form. So, according to that, we can say that metal physically can be solid, not metal elements. Can be solid, can be liquid, and can be gaseous property. Let's discuss about the metals. All metals are solid at room temperature. Basically, all metals are solid at room temperature, but except one, एक को छोड़ के. What is that? That is mercury. Mercury is liquid. You have to remember these exceptional cases. These are very, very important and can become in the form of question. So it is very important to understand the exceptional cases. So all metals are solid except mercury. You can see that in the thermometer. In thermometer, you can see that mercury is there. So that is the liquid metal that can easily flow. In the case of non-metals, all non-metals may exist in maybe solid, maybe gas, or maybe liquid state. Like carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, and iodine are examples of solid non-metals. Bromine is liquid non-metal, and chlorine, oxygen, and nitrogen are in gaseous state. So a question may be asked that name any one solid non-metal, liquid non-metal, or gaseous non-metal. So in that condition, you have to learn each and every metal which is in different state. Second property, that is density. What is the meaning of density? Actually, you can see here. Here there are two boxes are there. These two boxes have equal area, equal volume. But in the first one, the number of particles are less in that given area. But in the second one, the number of particles are more in the same given area. So density is basically, density, you can understand it, amount of particle, a number of particle in the particular given area. Basically that decides density. So as we can see here, this one has less number of particle in the given area, and this one has high number of particles. So it has low density and it has high density. Generally metals have high density and non-metals generally have low density. But exceptions to this are sodium and potassium. These are metals. They should contain high density, but as this is exceptional, sodium and potassium are metals and have a low density. So the question may be asked, name any metals which have low density. So sodium and potassium have low density. The third one property is hardness. Hardness is somewhere related to density. So metals, most metals are very hard. They can withstand high pressure without getting destroyed. Means if you apply pressure on the metal, they will not destroy. So because they are very hard. But some exceptions are there, as I had discussed with you about the sodium and potassium in the previous slide. Sodium and potassium are metals, but they are so soft that they can be easily cut with a knife. So this one statement can come in the form of question, name the metals which can easily cut with the help of knife. So these are sodium and potassium. Because sodium and potassium have low density, so that's why they also contain low, you can say they are soft, they are not hard. But in the case of non-metal, as we know that liquid and gaseous non-metal cannot be hard, but solid non-metals. So non-metals are not that hard, that they are brittle. Brittle means when you apply pressure, then that can be easily break into small pieces. So this property is called brittleness. If on applying pressure, the substance can be break into small pieces, this is brittleness. So non-metals can easily break into pieces when hammered. Hammered means when pressure is applied. But exception is there. Diamond. Diamond is a form of carbon and carbon is a non-metal. So diamond is a non-metal which is a form of carbon and it is the hardest known substance. Now this can come in the form of question. Name the hardest substance. So hardest substance is diamond. So you can write there diamond, that is a form of carbon. Third property is melting point and boiling point. Obviously, melting point is the temperature at which a substance melt and obviously solid substance will melt. And boiling point, it is the temperature at which a liquid change into vapors. So melting point and boiling point, they also depend on the density or hardness of the element. Like we know that metals are hard, so the melting point is high with the metal. So metals have high melting points as well as high boiling point. Whereas non-metals have comparatively low melting point and low boiling point. There is some example that is given in your book also. Melting point of iron is 1536 degrees Celsius. That means this much amount of energy is given to a fixed amount of piece of iron to melt it. Boiling point of iron is 3000 degrees Celsius. So this is the melting and boiling point of solid. Here you can see melting point of sulfur is 119 degrees Celsius. It's not very high. But some exceptions are there. Cesium. Cesium is a metal, but it has melting point only 28.7 degrees Celsius. So it's very less melting point. Even it is a metal. Means it is that much less. If we kept the cesium on our palm, then it will melt. And here in non-metal, as I told you that diamond is the hardest substance and it is made up of carbon and carbon is a non-metal and melting point of diamond is very high, that is 3723 degrees Celsius. You can see it has greater melting point even than iron. So iron से भी ज़्यादा melting point किसका है? Diamond का. So this is the exceptional case. So name any one non-metal which has high melting point, that is diamond. Or it can be asked that what is the melting point of iron, what is the boiling point of iron, because it is given in your book, so it can be asked in the form of question. You have to learn it. Another property is luster. What is the meaning to say luster? Basically, luster is an ability of a substance to have a shiny surface. And this luster property is metals have a shining surface. So metals are lustrous and this is known as metallic luster. Non-metals are generally dull in appearance. That means they are not lustrous, but exceptional case is always there. Iodine is only non-metal which has natural luster. So generally non-metals are not lustrous, but iodine is lustrous. So this one is exceptional case. The surface of newly formed when metals are cut has shining appearance. Obviously जो न्यूली फॉर्म दैट मीन्स जिसको कन्वर्ट कर दिया जाता है तो उसके अंदर बहुत लस्ट्रस होती है. यू कैन सी हेयर इन दिस पिक्चर. देखिए ये गोल्ड है और गोल्ड को जब उसके ओर से अलग किया गया तो कितना लस्ट्रस है. सोनोरोसिटी, द नेक्स्ट वन प्रॉपर्टी, सोनोरोसिटी. Sonorosity means ringing sound is produced when a piece of metal is stuck with something hard, and this is known as sonorous. As you can see here, this kind of bell you can see in the temple, you can see anywhere. And one I want to relate it with you. Nowadays in our school we have electric bells, but earlier there was a bell gong, and on that bell gong a hammer is hardly hardly struck hardly struck to that surface to create any kind of sound like first period, second period, third period. So that much amount of time it has to be beaten. But that was an old method. Even in some area we can see that also. But my point is that why that bell gong is made up of iron or that bell gong is made up of metal, because metals can produce ringing sound but non-metals cannot. Non-metals cannot produce ringing sound. So metals are sonorous but non-metals are non-sonorous. So sonorosity means production of ringing sound on hammering. Next property is malleability. Malleability means an ability to be converted into thin sheet. An ability to be converted into thin sheet. Metals are malleable. They can be hammered into thin sheets without breaking. You can see here aluminium foil. So it is made up of aluminium metal. Even you can easily observe on the sweets, they are covered with silver cover, जिसको हम चांदी का अर्क बोलते हैं, उसके ऊपर लगा हुआ होता है. So that is silver metal. So metals can be converted into very thin sheets. And this property is called malleability. Non-metals are non-malleable because if we apply force on non-metal, they will break easily because they are brittle. Ductility, basically ductility means it is an ability to be converted into thin wire, like this you can see in this picture. So they can be converted into thin wire. So metals are ductile in nature. They can be converted into thin wires and this property is called ductility. One very surprising thing is there, gold and silver are highly malleable metal. Gold can be converted into a foil that is only up to 2 into 10 to the power minus 5 millimeter thick. इतनी पतली sheets बन सकती है. And gold is also most ductile metal. A 2 kilometer long wire can be drawn only from 1 gram of gold. 1 gram gold से 2 kilometer लंबी वायर बनाई जा सकती है. So that is very ductile. Tensile strength. Tensile strength, basically it is a property to which a substance can bear a lot of strain without breaking. When pressure is applied, then the ability to be you can say to bear that strain without breaking. मतलब आप बहुत प्रेशर बहुत फोर्स लगा रहे हो बट बिना ब्रेक हुए वो उस प्रेशर को झेल जाए, that property is called as tensile strength. Metals have tensile strength as compared to non-metal, but here is an exceptional case, that is carbon fiber. Carbon fiber, as I already told you, carbon is a non-metal. So but even then it has a high tensile strength. So this is the exceptional case of non-metal. Now the next point is conductivity. Conductivity means ability to conduct. If it is an ability to conduct heat, it is known as thermal conductivity. If it is an ability to conduct electricity, it is known as electrical conductivity. So the ability of a material to transfer heat energy or electrical current from one point to another, this is called conductivity. First we discuss about thermal conductivity. This activity is given in your book. What happened here? Take some hot water in a beaker and place one end of an iron rod in it. Touch the other end of the rod after some time. What do you observe? Obviously, the second end will also become hot. Second end will also become hot. Even this one end is inside the hot water. So what happened? The heat energy from the hot water is transferred to the rod and then when you touch it, you feel it hot. Thermal conductivity, measure of the ease with which heat energy can flow through a material So metals are good thermal conductor and hence can easily conduct heat energy from one point to another. And very important thing, because metals are good conductor of heat, that's why copper and iron are used for cooking utensils and boilers. किचन में हमारे जो अधिकतर बर्तन होते हैं वो इन metals का mixture से बने हुए होते हैं. Next one is electrical conductivity. Here you can see there is a battery. I think everyone had that kind of experience to make such kind of a circuit. Connect two terminals of a battery with the two terminals of a small bulb. यहाँ से battery को आपने connect किया bulb से और इधर से भी connect कर दिया. Then what happened? What do you observe? We observe that the bulb will glow. How can bulb will glow? Because this wire is made up of metal and the energy which is produced in the battery, it can easily transfer to the bulb through the wire. So we can say the wire is, as it is made up of metal, so they can easily conduct electricity. Measure of the ease with which electric current can flow through a material. Metals are good conductor of electricity, hence used in wires. Generally copper को use करते हैं. Silver is a very good conductor of electricity but is not used for electrical fitting. Why? Because it is expensive. No doubt silver is a very good conductor of electricity but expensive भी तो है. Non-metals are poor conductor of electricity. Most of them are insulator. You know about insulator. But exceptional case is graphite. Graphite is a non-metal and again it is also made up of carbon. It is a good conductor of electricity and used in batteries. So graphite non-metal होने के बावजूद भी electricity को conduct करता है. This is a link. आप इस link को खोल के देखिए तो आपको ये physical property से related एक बहुत अच्छी वीडियो मिलेगी. And this is the complete table in which I had summarized the physical properties of metals and non-metals. And these are metalloids. I discussed with you that metalloid, they contain some property of metal and some are non-metal. So those are known as metalloids. इनमें कुछ property metals की होती हैं और कुछ property non-metals की होती हैं. So there are three examples: silicon, this one is silicon, germanium, this one is germanium, and arsenic, this one is arsenic. Okay, have a nice day. Goodbye.